Hello, it's Markus from OMNIUM GATHERUM, and you are watching Metal on Loud. All right.
There we go. We're recording.
Yeah. So,
thank you very much for joining the podcast, man.
No problem.
How are things in your world?
Sorry?
How are things in your world?
Everything is really cool here. Just came back from vacation last week and had all my long due vacation. We went to Lapland and haven't exactly been on real vacation since 2 years, so it was really cool. But of course, the vacation ended the usual way that we have the OMNIUM GATHERUM festival gig here in Finland. So that was the last stop of the trip.
Yeah. So you're already performing, yeah?
Yeah. We had a very cool festival gig in Joensuu called Unholy Winter Festival. And I think that was our first club show, like indoor show for 18 months or so. So it was definitely really cool.
It must have felt cathartic to get on the stage again and be able to play and connect with the fans.
Yeah, definitely. It's been really special. We've been lucky that we had some festival shows last summer in Belgium, Alcatraz, and Area 53 in Austria. So we even visited outside Finland and few festivals in Finland, but this was the first indoor one, and so it was also a magical. But I've been really missing this. I need this live action to my life.
I bet, yeah. I've been missing the live music as well. It was about time that things got started again.
Yeah. Don't know what happened, why everything disappeared.
No clue.
People didn't want to anymore go to shows or something.
I'm listening to your new music this week, and I have to be completely honest. I never heard of the band before.
All right.
And
I should say shame on you, but I say all right.
I'm shocked. I'm really shocked because this is some amazing music here, man.
Yeah. And we are pretty old already. It's almost like 25 years since the actual forming of the band, but I was 14 when I formed the band, so...
I've been reading up on the bands, and you have got quite a journey. It's already your 9th album now, and it's an amazing piece of work you already put down there. I can't believe that I haven't heard of you before.
Well, better late than never, right?
Yeah. I've read in your press releases that it's been a bit of a long road to get to recognition, so I'm not the only one, I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's, like I said, I formed the band when I was 14, but of course it was like a child's play back then and nothing too serious. And then it took something like, it's also like 20 years ago we signed to small independent label Rage of Achilles in UK and released our first EP, and that's kind of where it all actually started. But it's been a long road for us, like not any overnight success, like so many metal bands in Finland signed to Spinefarm and immediately got some big success or so. So it's been a kind of a rocky road for us, but we're not going anywhere. So
well, I have to say, if you listen to your music, it shows that you put in the heart and the hard work as well, I think.
Yeah, that is important for me to have your heart on what you are doing. It would feel stupid to just play music because of music and just do metal, whatever. I try to live these songs when I'm doing this, and this is pretty honest work for me. So I'm glad if you can hear that.
How would you describe your sounds? Because I couldn't really put my finger on it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of different styles intermixed into it.
Well, most people say the dumb word, which is melodic death metal, and it's also basically what we started to do when we started the band. We like these first albums of In Flames and Dark Tranquility and Edge of Sanity and Amorphous and Sentenced. So that's basically our origins, and some US death metal like Death and Obituary and Morbid Angel. And Iron Maiden have been always there, but I think we've been broadening our vision with every album, and I haven't liked the word melodic death metal in OG's vision anymore, like for years, because somehow we grown up to be, if you can say selfish word, original, because started to listen so much different kind of stuff. For example, I'm a huge fan of hard rock, like 80s hard rock. You can hear it, and all the 80s vibes and 80s adult-oriented rock in the American way, and all these things have inspired OG's music past 10 years a lot. So that's why we have this joke term for the band's music, which is called adult-oriented death metal, which is basically AOR death metal. I think we kind of invented that word years ago with Dan Svano, who mixed our albums, and Dan Svano is also a huge AOR fan, likes all these same bands, Journey and Marillion and this kind of proggy. So basically what I'm saying is like, we're not taking any more our influences from the melodic death metal field, because it would make music more dumb. It's always more inventive to have your influences somewhere outside the box and then combine it to your different genre. And that's, I don't say we are doing it with OG because it's not planned, because this is just the way we sound and write the music at the moment. But as always have to tell some stories and how it all developed. So that's my excuse.
Well, the AOR influences, I think, are what give your music the catchiness that it has. It's really memorable. Yeah,
it's always been OG's thing that the music is pretty melodic and catchy, and the vocals are then pretty harsh to not make it overly too cheesy, because these cheesy guitar melodies, and if you would have a cheesy singer, like then it would be total cheese. But some people like cheese. I like cheese too, so there's nothing wrong with cheese. But that's always been like OG's manner of doing music. Like the Jukka's groveling is more like a percussive element, so it's more like a instrument among others, and not exactly always like a lead instrument. Even it's lead singer.
The Cookie Monster growls go very nicely with it. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's OG's thing. That's our unique point of selling. Like these two poppy guitar nerdy cheese melodies and Cookie Monster on top, making it evil.
The label actually sold this interview to me by giving me the video track for Paragon. And I was immediately blown away by it. It's such a catchy riff and catchy melody. And I love that song, man.
Cool. Thank you. Nice to hear it.
I think my actual words were, damn, that sounds tasty. I'd like to sample a demo for that.
Cool. That was one of the first songs we wrote for the album, and I think in Paragon's chorus, the album really find its own way, which we joked about that, like adding some Def Leppard clean vocals to Omnium Gatherum's death metal, and that's Def Leppardized death metal. That's how I see it. I've always been a huge fan of Def Leppard, and even when we were mixing this album with amazing Jens Bogren from Sweden, and he asked like a reference records that how do you want this album to, that what sound he should capture on the mixing stage, and I said immediately that don't duplicate any death metal albums or metal albums. Just think this album like to be like a Def Leppard's Hysteria in metal way. So,
well, it does give it a unique feel. Absolutely. Your press release compares it to a 9-course meal, and I think that's really apt. It's all part of this bigger whole, and somehow it all connects to each other. So, how did you record this album? What was your process?
Well, we've used in the past, like really long time, that Dan Svano mixed our maybe past 5 albums, I think, and we had a Teemu Aalto did the recordings for the even more than 5 albums, and with this album we kind of just felt that we need to restructure our wheels, so we went back to record the album with Nino Laurenne from Sonic Boom Helsinki, and he's my old buddy who exactly recorded Omnium Gatherum's first albums back in the day, and we returned to the studio after 17 years, so it was kind of like a cycle. Yeah. And Jens Bogren, like I said, he's been one of my favorite metal producers for a long time, and just wanted to use Jens for this, to have this unique soundscape, and I think it turned out pretty well. And because now was the time to invent the wheel again, because all this free time we had in our lives last year. Usually I always on tour with Omnium Gatherum or my another band Insomnium, and 200 days per year on the road, and now I had more time at home, so we really concentrated on this album, and I could say I did a lot more work for this album compositions, and I throw a lot of songs to the trash can and made new ones, and then just taught a bit. Usually there's always lack of time when doing albums, and now there wasn't, and that's why I'm probably really proud of this album.
It sounds really polished, but how full is your trash can?
Yeah, there's few next albums are already in the trash can, so we can take them out of there.
That's for the slower years to come.
Yeah.
This was one of the first albums where you used clean vocals, right?
Yeah, there's been a bit. This was the first album where I'm singing clean vocals, so this was the big step for me. Also, due to Corona pause, I had some time to invent new hobbies, and I guess singing is one of those. Or you can call it midlife crisis or something. I just turned to 40. But we've always had a little bit clean vocals, maybe since the maybe 4th album of OG. And it's been constantly always a bit more, but we've been pretty strict to not overuse clean vocals, just to keep the focus in Cookie Monster thing. And
yeah,
now with this album, it's just expanded a little bit more. Maybe we listen a bit too much Def Leppard.
Does it feel like doing more in the future? More clean vocals?
Yeah,
for you?
You never know what happens. It's always, every album, it's its own universe, and so it's always a state of mind and state of time what happens with the album. So you never know.
Why not? That. Yeah, seeing an album as a little universe on itself. I like that the view.
Yeah, like babies.
Yeah.
He's the 9th baby. Family growing big.
What songs on the album are you looking forward to playing live most? And have you played any already, perhaps?
Well, last weekend when we did the Finnish show, we played first time ever anything from this album, and we played Paragon. And it was a great moment. It's always magic in the air when you take the virginity of the new songs on stage. And I was really looking forward to play that one, and it was awesome. And also Reckoning is going to be great, which is the second video one.
I saw that.
Yeah. And one of my favorites are also a Fortitude and Unity. There's still gonna be like a more rehearsal kind of videos for those songs. So basically,
more videos.
Yeah.
Good.
The next video is coming this week, Thursday, I think.
Which one is that?
That's Fortitude.
Fortitude.
And that video is cool because we have this usual procedure that before we are going to studio, we are locking ourselves to the cabin in the woods, and that's like a summer cabin pretty near here where I'm living, and we've been rehearsing there like the past 5 albums, and now this next video that's filmed on that place where we usually go to the.
It reminds me of Evil Death.
Yeah, Evil Death and Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
there's both of those feelings, and now we are showing this side of the band, which is like the actual side when how we are rehearsing for the studio. So
would you say that? Yeah. How do you come up with your ideas for the videos? I was watching the Paragon video, and the song itself has this really marching vibe to it. I think you can actually march to it, and it has these girls in a car.
Yeah, it was something like as this 80s theme is pretty much present in this album, and with all the band pictures, there's a Corvette, and I'm a huge car freak myself, and we just felt like there's been enough of melancholic, sad videos from the metal bands from Finland, and during this Corona time, we just felt like an inner urge that we want to do something different, just like a uplifting, because OG's message has always been pretty uplifting, what Jukka writes. It's not like don't give up kind of thing. Keep on going and keep on fighting, and we wanted to show that feeling also on the video, that life is not only shit. There's also some nice things like cars and cheerleaders.
It's a sunshine, yeah.
Yeah, and it was summertime when we shot the video, so it's hard to be melancholic Finn when it's 35 outside, and all the guys got sunburns on the video shoot, and cheerleaders. Why not? I've never seen cheerleaders yet on a death metal band's music video, so
I don't think cheerleaders. No. Gotta be unique.
Yeah. So
how's your year going to look tour-wise?
Sorry?
How is your year going to look tour-wise?
Well, we have some Finnish dates lined up at the moment. We still have the European tour in the calendar, but I still don't know how that will go because 2020, then 2021 and whatnot. Yeah. Years that keep on giving.
We're stuck in the encore.
Yeah. And we do have like a lined up for our first US headlining tour for early next year, and I'm still hopeful for that, and because US seems to be opening.
Yeah.
But like I said, you never know during these times. So
fingers crossed.
Like these two years in a row, our calendars have been full all the time, but we haven't played that much shows.
It's time for some live fucking music.
Yeah, and if it's been like hard to be like a musician during this pandemic times, I've always said to all my friends, it's more worse to be a booking agent of a band because you rebook the shows on and on and on, and you never know what happens, and do a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah, I've already named this period that we're living in now a metal renaissance because there's so much music coming out. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and of course, what else to do? All the bands have all the time in the world to make music, so it's going to be definitely a renaissance, like I said.
Yeah, it's my Christmas. And for certain, from now on, I'll be watching you guys because I'm loving this album.
Oh, thanks, man. We have one new fan.
Definitely, absolutely. So, to your other fans out there, do you have any last words for them?
Well, hopefully we will see soon there, because it's always been a great there, and glad we visited the Benelux at Alcatraz at least this summer, and it was amazing and really warm memories because during these special times the gigs were so few, so you remember every minute on stage when it happened. And don't give up, because we won't.
Those are very wise words. I'd like to thank you very much for coming on and sharing this amazing music with us. And I'd say see you on the road, Metal on Loud.
Yes, take care and